welcome back to VEDISI. Thanks for stopping by, good to have you. As you can tell, I'm in quite a good mood today. I'm quite excited to share this video with you. As you can see from the title, it's called Creativity Corner. Allow me to explain. Basically what's happened is I was seeing a lot of my friends posting poetry as part of Escape Roll on Instagram, and I just loved the stuff that they were writing. I thought it was absolutely amazing, and it did exactly what it was supposed to, which is kind of help me escape, like help me just get out of my head for a few minutes. And I thought, well, that's exactly what I'm trying to do with VEDISI, you know, it's the real VEDISI vibe. And is there a way that we could maybe kind of incorporate the two? Cut to 2 a.m. and all of my friends in various time zones around the world receive a massive spam message from me inviting them to be part of something that I want to call Poetry Corner on VEDISI. So what I wanted them to do was send over clips of them reading their own poetry to include in a video for you, which would have been a lovely idea and is still part of the idea. However, my friends, being the mad, creative, talented, wonderful bunch that they are, a lot of them got back to me and said, I really want to be involved, but actually could I do a song, or could I draw a picture or do a painting or whatever else? And I was like, you know what, fuck it, free for all, go mad, do whatever you're good at. And I'm sure people will enjoy it all the more because you're enjoying it. So what I've ended up with is a bunch of very eclectic pieces of creativity from lots of different people I know, from lots of different areas of my life. Some of them are dear close friends of mine. Some of them I've met a couple times. Some of them we've only actually interacted online before. So it's a weird sort of coming together of lots of people from different parts of my life to make something and to be creative together. And you know, we're not singing Imagine, so there's that. So that is my introduction to what this is. I really hope you enjoy watching all these clips as much as I've enjoyed watching them as they've been sent over. And I'm sure that you will know some of these people either from my videos before, or you know them through their work, or maybe you haven't ever heard of them before but you're about to be introduced to them, in which case that's very exciting. I will put a little sort of title card on every one so that you know who each one is. And what I'll also do is link to every one of them in the description below. So, you know, if they make or sell art in any fashion, whether that's music or paintings or drawings or whatever else, you could maybe help support them by purchasing said art if the mood should take you. It would be great to show your support to them. But for now, I will stop rambling because that is all I ever bloody do, and I will let them take it away. Enjoy.
I really couldn't sleep the other night, so I thought I'd write a poem about it, because the sword is maybe not as mighty as the pen, and that's just something I've been saying that I think could catch on. Don't fight the sleep, write it. So this is a poem. I wrote a poem, Matilda, about I couldn't sleep. And the first line of the poem is, I couldn't sleep. So when I say that, you'll really... I couldn't sleep, counting sheep, so I moved on and up to bigger beasts, ones no one had ever yet conceived to use for sleep, ones that might not just make me sleep tonight, but put me out forever. I was excited, to say the least. I couldn't sleep, so I counted sheep, and then giraffes, whales and mammoths. So you can see what I was really going for. I was going as long as a giraffe, like that's gotta get me some winks. I began counting entire zoos. Really was on for a big one this night. I counted animals that I had once drawn in crayon that went up on the fridge, fictional things. Half wolf, half lizard, half kangaroo feet. That I used to draw that as a kid, this creature that was half wolf, half lizard, half kangaroo, three halves. I was tired. It was a Tuesday, the last time a picture of an animal found its place secured by magnets on a kitchen appliance, and that was me trying to work out, you know, having one of those fun nighttime realizations, like, when was the last time a picture I drew as a kid, like, just went up on the fridge? It was a Tuesday, I've put here, and yes, it's on my phone. It's not on the... That was probably why I couldn't sleep, because I was staring into a boiling hot rectangle at 4 a.m. It was a Tuesday. Quite confident. It was a Tuesday, the last time a picture of an animal found its place secured by magnets on a kitchen appliance. And by sunrise, I'd pretty much, you know, forgotten what I was even in bed to do. And then I wrote this poem and was out like a light. So it worked, really. Poetry, the art form to make you sleep. That's not the message.
Hi gang, I'm Rebday, and I'm going to play you a mini song, which sounds a bit like a lockdown song, but I wrote it about a year ago and I haven't really known what to do with it since, hence why I am gifting it to you. Whoa. I hope it's to your liking, but it's alright if it's not. Muggy, everything's muggy. My brain, my body, my thoughts feel soggy today. Downpour, oh, what is it good for? Apart from a reason to fester, even though I know better. Grass seems so much greener, but it's wetter. I could stay inside, wait until it's dry, but I'll try, oh, I'll give it a try. Hear the drumming of the rain, quietly comfort that ache for the sun on my skin again. Oh, I'll give it a try. Oh, I'll give it a try. Oh, I'll give it a try. Stay safe.
Thinking today of Eve and her apple. What did it taste like? Granny Smith or Royal Gala? Pink Lady, Zesta, Ariane, Beacon, Red Delicious? Did the wisdom that came with it include a recipe for apple crumble? Or perhaps the knowledge of good and evil tasted variously like West Country cider and special offer Strongbow, the kind we used to drink out of plastic bottles in the park at night? Suddenly, a certainty. The inaugural bite that would give men an excuse to punish women and women an excuse to punish themselves tasted like my first cup of tea in the morning with buttered hot cross buns and my favourite peach yoghurt. As I watched the silent street and sit in my own company, newly comfortable with her, thinking of Eve, thinking of how she would have told her own story and what she would have cooked with that apple.
I look at life like a painting. What colors will I see today? Do I know who made it? Do I know their name? Do I know their life? Do I know their victories? More than their strife. I look at life like it's a painting. The dots on the trees, the face of the birds, the lack of people. It's absurd to think of life like maybe it's me, but I think people have more than spaces. Start giving a fuck. Start looking around. Look from your window. Look from the ground. And start giving a fuck. Start giving a fuck.
Sometimes in our lives we all have pain,
We all have sorrow, but if we are wise, we know that there's always tomorrow. Lean on me when you're not strong. I'll be your friend. I'll help you carry on, for it won't be long till I'm gonna need somebody to lean on.
Hello there, my name is Sean, and today I shall be performing, a piece that I really think goes out to everyone who's stuck with a housemate who, I'm sure they love, I'm sure they're a big fan of, but maybe not of their music choices. It's called A Limerick Man's Limerick. Here we go. There once was a housemate called Steve, from whom I could get no reprieve. He had this one single song that was always on, and from whom I can now never leave. It's really wrecking my buzz, lads, you know what I mean? Here we go.
My name is Ryan, and today we will be making a beautiful drawing of the one and only Joe Exotic, aka the Tiger King. Like a professional, we're drawing in Flash or like Adobe Animate, it's called now. So yeah, we're gonna set our brush size to 2. That's about the ticket. He's got kind of a long face, I guess. I don't know why, but I always do these like big, like fucked up eyes. We're gonna give him just one big fucked up eye. There's something about the big eyes with just the baggy lines underneath it that I started doing and I never stopped. He has this big old mustache too. Call myself like a drawer feels like or whatever you call a drawer. Feels like a bit of an insult to people who are actually good at it, like Dom Farah or PJ or whoever. At some point a few years ago, I started leaning into just making things like kind of intentionally silly and goofy and bad. And in a lot of art-related scenarios, craft is secondary to just being confident, I think. So we're going to kind of have it, we're just going to cascade it down behind his ears with some consummate V's. If you're following along at home, beautiful little cascade moment. It's really important that you make your V's consummate here. For Mr. Exotic shirt, and just let your own creativity run wild here. I'm gonna give him some big lapels, I think. He always has his like open shirt lapels. It's actually, I like doing the arms like real skinny. It's just, again, just exaggerating the features is like always very silly. Every single one of you that's following along at home, just make it, make his boot like whatever you want it to be. Maybe he's wearing flip-flops. The good thing about being bad at art is it can now be anything you want it to be. Like if I was good, I would need to go back and I would need to revise this to be like, proportions would need to be good and all that. But instead, I'm just gonna make it anything. I don't want to specifically try to do all his tattoos because that's like pretty complicated, but we're just going to give him a little tattoo. Maybe you could design your own Joe Exotic tattoo. Like one of those guys where you put the filaments to make their hair. You could you could do that, but it's Joe Exotic tattoos. If you're learning anything, it's just that you don't need to be good. You don't need to be good, you know? Especially like I put a bunch of these drawings up. And then Hazel Hayes asked me to be in a video. Look at that. Same thing with the tiger. The tiger is not spared from just looking as fucked up as I can make it. One big eye, and then we're gonna do another small eye. Make sure you're making your V's consummate too. Yeah, I found it kind of important in these like weird quarantine times to just like keep on with the activities that like make you feel good, and that even if it's not what you do, just to remain creative and to have these exercises to just train your brain to just like be creative and keep your head on straight and just do things just as exercises and not worrying if they're going to add up to anything, because you never really know that like certain of these ideas, you might make a little drawing and then it might spark something. Creativity is a muscle. You want to make sure that muscle is intact. There's mine. I wonder if yours is as floofy as mine is or not. Play around with the colors just a bit. Just see what works for you. But again, I don't know what I'm doing. So you could not listen to me and you're probably better off. How's this looking? Oh yeah, look at him go. I always put like a caption. I always kind of, sometimes the idea for one of these drawings comes from like some sort of caption. Like I did one where it was like peas in a pod, but they actually hate each other. So look at that. There's Joe Exotic. He's looking fresh. He's looking great. And that's it. That's how we do. That's how we have a little Joe Exotic drawing moment. Hey, hope that was good, Hayes. Thanks for asking me to do this.
Step by step we climb much higher. Than I could ever dare to sleep and think when I was standing on the brink and I'm not tired. I've seen the place where you're inspired. And how do we get out of there so well? I'm in a tiny little spell and I'm soft wired. 'Cause days turn to weeks and in months we reached our peak. I thought we'd done. And I will know from now on if we're here or if we're gone. I didn't know before until we got to my front door. The keys won't work, I've drank too much. Those eyes begin to shine. They said we'll be just fine, and I don't mind where you go. I just want to follow. Step by step, the sky is brighter. And suddenly we're walking at a turn, and there's nobody else around. My soul is lighter. I've seen the place where you're inspired. And how do we get out of there so well? I'm in a tiny little spell and I'm soft wired. 'Cause days turn to weeks and in months we reached our peak. I thought we'd done. I will know from now on if we're here or if we're gone. I didn't know before until we got to my front door. The keys won't work, I've drank too much. Those eyes begin to shine. They said we'll be just fine, and I don't mind where you go. I just want to follow. Whoa, until we got to my front door. The keys won't work, I've drank too much. Those eyes begin to shine. They said we'll be just fine, and I don't mind where you go. I just want to follow. Take care.